James Mickens, step away from the tug.
I'm loading bags.
Hands clear of the luggage.
They're clear.
This is James Mickens, a U.S. Airways baggage handler at Philadelphia International Airport. Once is a mistake, twice is suspicious. Mickens did this dozens of times across 18 months, and the FBI watched every single trip.
Your badge. Move drug cash through secure doors.
I work the ramp like everyone else.
She was not the one being arrested, but the man standing beside her, in a dark polo shirt with a U.S. Airways lanyard still around his neck, was. Federal agents had been watching him for 17 months. Every trip to Los Angeles, every checked bag that came back on his return flight, every laminated swipe of the employee access card clipped to his belt. And what they were about to place in front of him was not a mistake, and not a misunderstanding. It was a federal indictment for participation in a large-scale narcotics conspiracy that had used Philadelphia International Airport as a private smuggling corridor. Hundreds of thousands of dollars in drug proceeds, kilos of cocaine, hundreds of pounds of marijuana, all moving through one of the busiest airports on the East Coast on the back of a single trusted employee. Serious question before we get into this one. How many people do you think walk through Philadelphia International Airport on a given day without ever meeting the person who loaded their luggage into the plane? Drop your guess in the comments. Then hit subscribe, because what this one badge was allowed to do inside a federally secured airport is going to change how you think about the words trusted employee. We hold cases like this up to the light every single week on this channel, and you do not want to miss what comes next. James Mickens was born in Philadelphia in 1984. He grew up in a row house in the northern part of the city, on a block where every third porch had a folding chair on it in summer, and every fourth window had a fan wedged in the frame in July. His mother worked as a nursing assistant at a long-term care facility off Broad Street. His father, when he was around, worked construction on and off, part of the crews that patched brick facades and replaced storm drains after the harder winters. The family was not poor in the way people sometimes use the word. They paid the mortgage. They kept the lights on. But there was very little slack in the household budget, and James understood from a young age that any money he wanted for himself, he was going to have to earn. He was quiet as a kid. Teachers at the neighborhood public school described him in early evaluations as attentive, cooperative, and socially reserved. He played basketball on the playground, but never seriously enough to make a school team. He watched the Sixers on television in the winter and the Eagles in the fall, and his uncle took him to 2 Phillies games at Veterans Stadium before it came down. He was not the kid who got in trouble. He was the kid teachers forgot were in the room. He graduated from high school in 2002. He did not go to college. Instead, he took the first job that offered him a schedule and a paycheck, which was at a Wawa off Aramingo Avenue, running the register on the overnight shift. He made a little over $7 an hour. He worked there for nearly 2 years. He was, by every account of the co-workers who spoke to investigators much later, dependable. He showed up.